Maxime, welcome back to St. Louis. Welcome back to Grand Chess Tour. What do you think about, in general, the state of affairs in the chess world? You know, with Ding Liren absent, with Magnus, who is lost some points lately, with Hikaru, who showed quite good result. I mean, in general, what is your opinion? What's happening now? As someone who is inside of all this.
A lot is changing these days. Especially the level of preparation of every top player, but even the players one circle behind, like from 2650, let's say, to 2720. Everyone's been, the opening preparation has improved drastically because of computers. So that means the difference in level is starting, the gap is reducing a bit, especially in classical. I think in Rapid and Blitz there's still quite some difference between some players. And Hikaru has been showing spectacular results for the past 2 years. Well done to him. Of course, it doesn't change the fact that Magnus has been absolutely dominant for the past 12, 13 years. Maybe in classical is less dominant this year, but I wouldn't say that that is a trend and that it will keep on forever. And for instance, this year the most impressive player I think has been Fabiano, because he showed the same performance basically as Hikaru, but over many more events. So Fabiano has been doing great, and in general, I would call him the second player in the world for the past 10 years. There's no doubt in my mind. As for, at least in classical chess, of course, in Rapid and Blitz, it's another story. And as for Ding, he won this World Championship match. I think he was dominated throughout, but he found some great resources and then played extremely well in the tiebreaks. Since then, I guess he's been trying to recover because physically the match, Magnus has spoken about it, so Ding also has sort of spoken about it. It's tough, it takes a toll on you. I do expect to see him back in 2024, and he's always been a great player, so again, I expect him to come back at full strength.
No, you mentioned that many players from this 650 to 750, are getting up. Do you think someone else in the nearest future will cross 2,800?
Who knows? Probably it might happen at some point. Of course, I didn't even mention that there were so many, the generation, of course, from 1990 and let's say to 1994, with closing with Anish has been absolutely dominant. Then the generation from 95 to 2000, there's been some great players, of course. There's Richard, there's Duda and some others, but it has failed to live, to the expectations compared to this 1990. And of course now we're seeing this new generation coming, let's say from 2002 to 2006-07, and they have great prodigies, absolutely great players, especially from India, but not only, from Uzbekistan as well, and so on. So those guys will likely fight for the top spots in the next few years.
Do you think somebody can replace Magnus on the first place on top?
It will happen inevitably. So but for now I wouldn't even count out players from our generation to keep fighting for the next few years. Then, of course, there's Ali Reza, who has had a few tough tournaments lately, but is still the only one of this generation who is already established as a top player and who proved his worth in this, huge tournaments like Sinquefield Cup and so on. So, I still expect Ali Reza to do great as well.
Yeah, and just last question, coming back to Grand Chess Tour, try to name like 3 players from young generation who might participate soon in GCT and will be full tour players.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Year, well, I mean, it's very possible. I mean, hard to say, but I do expect which one. But I do expect someone from India, so like Gukesh or Prag. Or both. I don't know if they'll be playing already next year, but I mean, in the next few years, that's certainly almost a guarantee. There's, of course, Abdusaturov, and then from the even younger players, you have Sindarov, who's up and coming, and I mean, you have many others. You have Vincent Kamer also is on the verge of 27-30, I think. So, that's quite huge.
Yeah, we have many good players, that's for sure. Yes. Thank you so much, Maxime, for this interview, and all the best of luck for you in both events.
Yeah, thank you.